If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Hey. Now, a woman that got a job walk, with security. Am I right or wrong?
Amen.
You in your mid-30s, unmarried, no children. You have run your life into a ditch. They're going to be behind your children and behind possibly another man. Are you grade A? Hell no. That when you're 5'8" and 230 pounds, that you're gorgeous, that you're what every man dreams about. You got minimum opportunities. I'm just saying, it's your age. All women. 27 time to sell, over 30, 50% off, 35 clearance, 40 outlet, 50 Goodwill. This is why we are seeing so many women in their 20s and 30s going out to get dogs or cats because they won't reject them. Buy a dog and die alone. Great grandmothers were. They're not. I didn't make it that way.
I guess I'm gonna live in the exception to the rule area.
But you can live in the exception to the rule, and that's fine. You can, at 41 years old, I try to do that too. But when I'm talking with people across the board, I don't do that. Okay?
But I'm not gonna allow what you think is gonna be for my life to be my life.
If you allow what I don't know you, lady.
Right, is that? Well, my name is Kendra. You said my name earlier.
Lady, Kendra, ma'am, I don't know you.
Okay.
So and the thing is, I'm not going to allow you to start getting upset because
I'm not, Kevin. I'm not upset. I'm not upset.
Unfortunately, and here's the thing: if you're waiting till your 40s to marry and have babies, you did something wrong in your 20s. Where you can have a woman who has a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Then over on this hand, this woman could have a GED. But if you look at the outcomes, the attitudes, the thought processes, even the behaviors, at a glance, you can make an argument that there's not much difference in between the attitudinal outcomes.
All these German shepherds.
Don't matter if you got your hair done, nails done, everything done. Yeah, if you still walking around acting like a stray you are. Green. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired on my own. So many women are so tired of being alone. And it is written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. Everybody makes a mistake. True. I was young and dumb. Fine. But ladies, it matters. There's a cost. You can't undo it like you wish you could.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's get it. How are women so sinister? How are women so sinister? Does anyone know? In today's video, we will examine, you heard? Sinister. We talking sinister, King. We are talking as sinister as you can find, player. All right. So let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna play this other live stream because I don't know, man. Sometimes I get comments and no view, and it says no viewers, so I gotta check what's going on. See, 1 2 1 2. That nigga, what's good? Check this out.
Like, being a parent is the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Almost being a mother is the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to have kids. I just thought things would be different. I don't know if I romanticized motherhood or I romanticized how I thought this life was going to go. And now that I'm here, it's like I hate it. Like I hate it. I hate it every single day. I don't want to be here. And it's like, I know I have nobody else to blame but myself, so I don't need people coming and telling me that it's my fault because I chose to have these kids. I know that. I know that it's my fault. I know that I can't blame anybody else. It was my decision that led to the situation that I'm in, but it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't hurt any less. I don't know. Being a mother of a toddler is extremely challenging. The screaming, the tantrums, the yelling.
You know what? I agree. As brutish and as gladiator eyes as these bitches are, right? They still believe that they're on some Disney shit. It's the most spellbound shit you ever saw. It's crazy. They are really thinking they are Disney princesses, but brutes. Where's the father? Why did she think it would be easy? I know, brother. I know.
Being a parent is the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Or more, being a mother is the hardest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yo, CNN said some bitch named Karen Reed found not guilty. And it's a lot of bitches outside. It's a lot of bitches outside the Karen Reed trial. So I don't know who the bitch is, but she got found not guilty of second-degree murder in a retrial, and it's mad bitches outside. What did Karen Reed do? It is mad bitches outside, out there in Massachusetts. Anyway, let's go.
I always wanted to be a mum. I always wanted to have kids. I just thought things would be different. I don't know if I romanticized motherhood or I remember.
That's the Disney shit right there. I don't know if I romanticize motherhood. Like I say, bitch, you crazy.
Things would be different. I don't know if I romanticized
Oh, shit. Karen Reed did the Donald Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Oh, who is Karen Reed? Oh, shit. It's mad bitches outside and she's like, go, go, go. Whatever.
motherhood or I romanticized how I thought this life was going to go. And now that I'm here, it's like I hate it. Like I hate it. I hate it every single day. I don't want to be here. And it's like, I know I have nobody else to blame but myself, so I don't need people coming and telling me that it's my fault because I chose to have these kids. I know that. I know that it's my fault. I know that I can't blame anybody else. It was my decision.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I need y'all to see this shit. It's mad bitches out there. Cameron Reed not guilty. Y'all got to see this shit. This is crazy. It's mad bitches out there.
Do you know what's really fun? Making a web.
It is mad females out there, son. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I guess that's a still. That's a still. So it must have ended. Look at this shit. This is Cameron Reed. Mad bitches outside. What did she do? Like, she did something to a dude? Mad bitches outside at the Cameron Reed joint. Look at this. Mad bitches. Mad bitches. She got found not guilty. Look at this. Now, this is, oh, really? Yo, this is just like the movie that Tyler Perry just did. This is like the movie that Tyler Perry just did, yo. It was about, you know, these people coming out for this girl that killed somebody. Look at this. I'm sitting here watching CNN and I'm like, yo, they really came out for this woman. Wow. Anyway, let's get back to it. I just wanted to show y'all that in case y'all didn't know that she had a whole audience and she came out pumping her fist to the crowd on CNN. I don't know what channel this is. Wow. I'll be damned.
I don't want to be here. And it's like, I know I have nobody else to blame but myself, so I don't need people coming and telling me that it's my fault because I chose to have these kids. I know that. I know that it's my fault. I know that I can't blame anybody else. It was my decision that led to the situation that I'm in, but it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't hurt any less. I don't know. Being a mother of a toddler is extremely challenging. The screaming, the tantrums, the yelling, the overstimulation. Like, I'm just touched out. Like, I just need space. I need a break. And I don't get that. I don't get a break. I don't get space. I don't get time to myself. If he doesn't nap, I legit am just up 24/7 on go mode.
Now, if there's any reason to cater to a man, to give up your pussy to a man, would be now. Why is that not coming across your thought process? Because they think of men on some weird shit. I can't even describe it. Because they need us, but they don't want us, but they love us, but they hate us, but they away from us, but they think we're supposed to have their back. It's the weirdest shit.
Like, without breathing, without eating, without thinking, without stopping for a moment, because like those naps are just that crucial part of your life, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, or like 3 hours.
Yo, when those children get older and she sees this video of herself, she gonna feel like shit. And that's the thing. They never realize that they're gonna feel like shit because of the sinister mindset. They never believe that it's gonna come back to get them.
Like, it allows you to just sit down and breathe and just forget. This shit is hard. And like, I'm just really tired. Like, I'm really fucking tired. And I just don't have anyone around me that like understands what I'm going through or like is a mother. And like, I just feel like I'm constantly failing every single day. Like I don't know what to do anymore. It's the point where I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for my kids. I don't want to be here for myself. I don't know. I don't want to cry on the internet, but it's like I don't have anybody else to talk to. I don't have anyone else to turn to. I don't have the community. I don't have the...
Man, if you don't have anyone else to turn to, and your baby is in there crying, who the fuck do you think she has to turn to? Or he, whatever the baby is. My goodness.
People around me, like, it's just me, and I'm stuck, and I'm trying so hard every single day, but it shouldn't be this hard. I don't want to try anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's just...
And you know them little babies are smart. Them little babies know they gotta cry real crazy so you could pay some attention to them. Them babies are smart. Now, the only thing that will give this woman is the fact that the baby does need to exercise his lungs and everything, and that you can tell that the baby is healthy. That's the only thing I'm giving this bitch.
I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's just, I don't know, and it's my fault. Like, I know that it's my fault because my decisions led to this. I chose this. I just thought it'd be different. I thought it'd be easier in some ways. I don't know what I thought. I don't know. I just feel like I'm losing my mind.
I love my kids, but I have.
These bitches are out of control, fam. All right. I know we starting on the down note, but it is what it is, man. Yo, they run into these walls, and it is what it is. Fuck all this other shit. Like, excuse me. Decisions that you must make on your own. This is what you signed up for.
I'm gonna get into it because this is what y'all wanted, so I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. And I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm gonna talk about literally everything.
Yo, that is the comment right there. Trying to baby trap dude and it backfires. So you're on it. So that was that. Now listen to this one.
I started dating my ex in 2015. We met on Tinder.
We met on Tinder. Okay, let's go.
2015. We met on Tinder. We talked for like a month and a half, and a girl one day wrote me on Twitter. I don't even think I ever told this. A girl one day wrote me on Twitter, and mind you, we was just talking, but he had told me, "Oh, I'm not talking to nobody else. I'm not fucking with nobody else." Like, whatever. You didn't have to lie because we wasn't in a committed relationship. And this is what I don't understand about niggas. Like, you don't have to lie, bro. We're not in a relationship. Like, what is you lying for? What was you scared of? A girl with the same name as me, her name was Lauren. I guess she had found my Twitter, or like he retweeted something or something. I don't know how she found my page. She wrote me and she sent me all of these screenshots about how this nigga was touching on her, talking to her the same time he was talking to me. And I don't remember the exchange. It was not nothing against the girl, but I just remember her saying like, damn, that's probably why he never got caught up, because we got the same name. I brought it to his attention. I was done with the nigga. I was done with him.
Okay. She met a guy off Tinder. She fucked him. Another girl calls her on Twitter and says that guy was fucking me too. Okay. So she broke up with him. Okay.
We had a date planned later on that day. Everything. I was done with him. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, you lied. Long story short, I ended up still going to see him. And because he got caught up with that girl, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Foolishly, I said yes. I should have never agreed to be with my ex because...
Oh, if she's done, why she crying? Hey, watch this. Like I told you, you said the key comment already. She tried to trap a nigga. Let's go.
Foolishly, I said yes. I should have never agreed to be with my ex because I was not healed from when I was with Sean. I wasn't even single for a whole year after breaking up with Sean.
I wasn't even single for a whole year before I got on Tinder and started fucking. Let's go.
Sean, this was like some months later. That was my bad. Like, and my thing back then was I never, ever, ever put myself before a man. Like, I always thought I needed like validation. And I always thought, oh, well, to get over the last person that I was with, I need to be up under somebody new.
In order to get in order to get over the man that I was just fucking, I need to fuck somebody else. Let's go.
Oh, well, to get over the last person that I was with, I need to be up under somebody new. I just never took time to sit in my stuff. Like, I never took time to heal. I never took time to be by myself until after I got a divorce. But before that, it was just always like back to back to back to back. Like, I'm always talking to somebody.
Before I got a divorce or got married, I would just fuck men back to back to back to back.
I got a divorce, but before that, it was just always like back to back to back to back. Like, I'm always talking to somebody, or I'm in a relationship or something. Like, and that's my bad. So we get in a relationship, and I might have told some of this, but I'm telling it again since y'all just so pressed. Like, oh my gosh, you like, what was my life supposed to do? Stop after I got a divorce? I'm almost 30, bro. Like, and some people might look at this video and be like, why is she even feeding into the negative stuff. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But oh well, we're here. Since everybody is just so pressed about Lauren being pregnant, and it's not by the nigga that she was married to. And
so she's pregnant and not by the man that she was married to. She already said she liked to fuck back to back to back. She liked to meet people on Tinder and fuck. She liked to fuck. That's what she liked to do.
And whatever. So fast forward, we together for a couple months. The nigga broke up with me because he decided he still wanted to be a whore and fuck on all of these different girls.
Yes, he does. He has 10K sex hours. Yo, King Disagreeable's coming in here cooking, guys. You heard what she said. She got back with him, but he wanted to continue to fuck all these other women.
Together for a couple months. The nigga broke up with me because he decided he still wanted to be a whore and fuck on all of these different girls. He broke up with me the day after my birthday.
He broke up with her the day after her birthday because he want to fuck all these other women. Ma'am, you wear a wig and your pussy ain't all that. Face it.
Whatever, was heartbroken, didn't understand why I'm blowing up this nigga phone. I'm going outside. Like, I'm going outside. We end up back together. He broke up.
So she gets back with the nigga again. Okay? She know he fucks hard. So she gets back with him again.
Like, I'm going outside. We end up back together. He broke up. We started being in a relationship in May. He broke up with me in August. We got back together in like December. Everything cool for a little while. He was crying. Oh, you're the love of my life. Like, I'm so sorry I did that to you. I never want to hurt you again. Just all of this stuff. I'm thinking our relationship cool because you're not. I also told him that when we got back together, like, if we have issues, like, we need to communicate that. Like, we need to communicate with each other. Like, if we have issues in a relationship, let's talk about it so we can fix it. So breaking up is not an option. Thinking, okay, yes, I agree. Yeah, let's do that. I'm thinking,
right. He gave her the birthday action, dug it out for her birthday, and he stayed for the birthday. You know, because you know you want to have a good time on your birthday. Look, if you're going to break up with me after my birthday. Let me have some fun.
Everything cool. Everything great. Like, nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong, y'all. Spring break coming around 2016. He ends up cheating on me with a girl at PCB. Mind you, I'm in PCB the same time he's at PCB. Nigga never wanted to see me. He didn't want to go get breakfast. He didn't want to walk on the beach. He didn't want to do nothing. He tried to avoid me at all costs. Mind you, I'm still healing from when we broke up and all of these different bitches. It's soul ties. You fucking all of these girls. It's the girl who harassed me for all of those years that we was together. These other girls that I don't even bring. Like, it was so much stuff that I was still healing from when we broke up that you brought back into the relationship. So dealing with that, and then you're gonna go cheat. And it's not like it was some shit like, oh, which is not an excuse. Oh, I just got drunk and I fucked somebody. No, you articulately planned to cheat. I already talked about that in the story time about how he precisely like a month and a half out knew he was gonna go do some fuck shit and cheat. Kept that shit for me for some months. Found out the nigga cried. He told me he was gonna off himself when his dad went to work. It was just so much manipulation, y'all. Also, something else that I didn't put in that story time when I was telling y'all about our relationship or whatever, which I put on my membership. But we here now. We just gonna air everything out. I should have left when we was together the first time because my ex. Remember this last time I told y'all about how I got blacked out drunk, and his friends had to carry me upstairs back to the apartment.
Remember that time how I told y'all I got blacked out drunk and his friends had to carry me upstairs to the apartment? What?
I got blacked out drunk, and his friends had to carry me upstairs back to the apartment. That night, I was in and out of consciousness. This nigga stripped my clothes off and recorded himself having sex with me on Snapchat and sent it to people on Snapchat. I'm telling everything because you're never going to make me feel bad.
Whoa, hold on. Hold the fuck up. Hold on. Hold the fuck up now. We done covered a lot of stories. We covered academics. We covered essays. We covered everything. And we know these women do get blacked out drunk. Okay? And then you had sex with your boyfriend. but all of a sudden he recorded you on the sneak tip. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure about that, man. You already told me that you will do anything for this man. He could fuck a million bitches. He basically Diddy. He's basically Diddy to this bitch. He can do anything to this bitch and she'll stick around. This is crazy, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's bullshit. Yo, that's bullshit. She was lit and wanted to mark her territory in Snapchat. Because all them other women, I told you, the sinister behavior of women. I didn't even watch this shit. So check this out. She was lit and wanted to mark her territory on Snapchat. Now, why do we believe that? We believe that because she said all those other women were harassing her. And to really stake her claim, you know, what's more better than that? Oh, man. And right, Kim Porter was more evil than Diddy. That's why people say she needed to be stopped. Wow, shit. Now, why was Kim Porter more than Diddy? First and foremost, she know Diddy and Albie Shore knew each other before stardom. Okay? Let's not do that. She let Diddy adopt Albie Shore's baby. That bitch is evil. And then she secretly recorded Diddy and was going to air Diddy out. She was going to be that woman. This is why my brothers need to broaden your horizons and stop messing with these low-hanging fruit. How are women so sinister? Now this guy is a rapist. Ain't that a bitch?
Sent it to people on Snapchat. My clothes off that night. And his friends. Remember this last time I told y'all about how I got blacked out drunk? And his friends had to carry me upstairs back to the apartment. That night, I was in and out of consciousness. This nigga stripped my clothes off and recorded himself having sex with me on Snapchat and sent it to people on Snapchat. I'm telling everything because you're never going to make me feel bad about divorcing somebody who did these awful things to me. You're not going to make me feel bad. Oh, you went from being a wife to a baby mama. I don't care.
There you have it. Even if we believe her whole story, she wanted to be with that man more than most women want to be with a man. She chased that man down with all the bad things that he had done to her. It don't make sense.
Feel bad. Oh, you went from being a wife to a baby mama. I don't care. I literally don't care. If that's what I had to go through to get my son, I will go through it a million more times. Literally, you're not going to make me feel bad. You're not going to make me feel bad for that. If I still wanted to be with a nigga, I would still be married to a nigga. Literally. Like, what the fuck?
So the question is, are you drawing child support? Because you all this trying to act like you doing shit on your own. Are you drawing child support?
There's terrible, terrible, terrible things. And don't ask me why I didn't leave, because I don't know why I didn't leave. I didn't love myself.
There we go. No accountability.
Myself enough. So if you don't take nothing else from me, if you don't get nothing else from my videos, if you don't get nothing else from all of these stories that I tell y'all about these niggas, love yourself first. Put yourself first.
Told y'all we fucked up out here. Told y'all.
So yeah, so after that, another mistake I made in this relationship was I gave a nigga an ultimatum, and I told him, after us being together for 2 years, if you don't propose, we're breaking up. Never give a nigga an ultimatum. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. So our 2-year anniversary came. He didn't propose. He proposed like the week after that, whatever. I said yes like a fucking dummy. It was just so much bullshit, bro. Like with his family, like y'all already know how cuckoo for Cocoa Puff his sister was.
I could agree with that. That's one thing that I stand on, that nigga. Women don't like men that's balling. They do not like any man that is balling and he's unapologetic about it. Okay? They don't like any man having fun. Matter of fact, I don't care. See, balling ain't really got to be money. Because I'm poor and bitches can't stand that I can, fuck other bitches. You know what I mean? They can't stand it.
Bitch tried to fight me. This nigga almost called off the wedding because I was beefing with his mama because his mama didn't know boundaries. She always wanted to get involved in our relationship. She always had an opinion. She always had something to say. And he just wanted me to be hush and be mute and not stand up for myself. And I'm not going for none of that shit because I don't like that. Tell your mama to stay in her place or she can get the fuck on. And
there you have it. Disrespected the man's mother. Well, ma'am, and it's crazy. And I understand there can be some rough mother-in-laws. I've heard of that before. But at the same time, damn, you don't know how to just ignore the woman?
And he didn't like that. He literally almost called off the wedding. He almost called off the wedding like 2 different times. That time and because one time I had got a new phone. And when I had got a new phone, it was like something about like the apps on my phone. Like we were sharing like apps, or like I had like his Instagram and his Twitter like on my phone and he had mine on his. But for whatever reason, when I got a new phone, it had kicked him out. And I just wasn't pressed to like put him back like in my shit. Cause like if you need to see my phone, just look at my phone. He made such a big deal about him not having access to my Instagram messages and my Twitter messages and just all this stuff, which I was never doing no fuck shit. I never cheated on this man.
Doesn't matter. You still had his info. You didn't say when you got the new phone, it kicked you out of his. It only kicked him out of yours. And you ain't doing shit. If you picked him, he's a successful man. What's stopping you from hurrying up so he can get access to that if that's what he wants? I don't want it. I don't give a fuck what you do. But if that's what he wants, why you can't do it? What is hurting you?
Like, if you need to see my phone, just look at my phone. He made such a big deal about him not having access to my Instagram messages and my Twitter messages and just all this stuff, which I was never doing no fuck shit. I never cheated on this man. He made such a big deal. He's like, if you don't let me back in, we don't got to get married. Just all of this bullshit. Like,
how is that hurting you? If you don't let me into Twitter and Instagram, how the fuck is that relevant like that? Because that's how y'all met.
Such a manipulator. He's such a manipulator, bro. So that happened, and it was just like so much stuff that I was just like sweeping under the rug for what I don't know.
Ma'am, you were sweeping under the fact that y'all had Instagrams, you got a new phone, and you couldn't take the time out to just sit your ass down and do that real quick. Come on, man.
Really don't know. And now thinking back on it, like, it wasn't even about me wanting to have a baby, because like deep down in my heart, I knew that this relationship was not going to work because it was never supposed to be a relationship. Like, this is not who God told me was my husband, which is another thing. Like, y'all need to pray over like y'all decision making before y'all make a huge decision, especially like marrying somebody. Please pray over that. Please pray over that. Don't just go off what your heart telling you to do, because your heart is deceitful.
Your heart is deceitful. So basically, you can't tell a man that you love him with all your heart. It's not your heart that's deceitful, bitch. You are. Just like most women. You got tattoos on your body. You were sure about that, right? But you wasn't sure to make sure you went and put that social media on the phone so he could be happy. I mean, yo, these people are sick, man.
Pray over that. And if you don't get clear answers from God telling you this is your spouse, this is who I created for you, don't do it. It would have just been like some shit like,
yo, they really use the Almighty God as I've never seen nobody abuse God. They abuse God. Fuck it.
Oh, I'm just still staying in this marriage because we got a baby, not because I want to be with this person and this is somebody that I'm so in love with and this is my soulmate. I'm just trying, it's just like so much stuff. I'm just trying to think of everything. I had problems with his family. It was always something with his family. If it was not one thing, it was another. If it wasn't the mom, it was the grandma being disrespectful. His grandma showed up to my fucking bridal shower, literally showed up to my bridal shower and asked the people at my bridal shower, who's the bride? And you know who I am. And I think she was just mad because the first time I met her, when I was leaving her house, she said something like, okay, now don't y'all like run off and go get married or nothing crazy like that. And then like a couple weeks later, we got engaged.
You guys let me know, man. The grandmother said, who's the bride? And it really pissed her off. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. We watch a lot of these stupid ass movies. What was that shit? The Mother of the Bride, that shit where the dude was marrying the girl, marrying the light-skinned girl, and the mother was, acting crazy. I mean, it happens, but come on. You a butch bitch. You say bro. You say SMD. You're tough. This is about that man. This ain't about his family. It's about you. Yeah, she can talk, brother. That's why they're lost, man. They talking about they use God. They're supposed to be using us. We're supposed to use God. They abuse God.
What else? His sister, she's just such a weirdo. She's so in love with him. When we had first got to,
his sister is so in love with her brother. These people are sinister.
She's just such a weirdo. She's so in love with him. When we had first got together,
they don't want you brothers to have any protection. They want you to be, that's why my gladiator like me. A lot of my family died and older and shit like that. And, and my brother, he's somewhere else doing him. And my cousin is in Virginia Beach. She loves that I'm like, just here. Even though I could go to the street, I'm not going there. So she's like happy. Like they love when you ain't got, bunch of people protecting your ass. When my grandmother was alive, my bitch hated that shit, right? I'll call my grandmother right in front of that bitch and talk about her ass. You know what I'm saying? They don't like when somebody, will protect you. I forgot about those days. Thank you, class, for bringing that memory up. My grandmother used to be like, let me tell you something, baby. Women's is no good. I put that shit on speakerphone. Son, I'm glad I changed my ways, man. Rest in peace, Granny. She would say that shit. And that bitch, no, I call my grandmother bitch and talk about you.
Like when me and him had first started dating, it was this girl. I guess he said he never like talked to a girl. I guess she had a crush on him. It was like one of his cousin's friends. Like I think like his girl cousin, like one of his girl cousin's best friends. I remember we was laying in the bed, and mind you, I'm all over his Instagram. People know he in a relationship. She messaged him. She DM'd him on Instagram at like 3 a.m. and was like, hey, this such and such. Do you remember me? She was like trying to send him like some nudes or something. It was like some like weird sexual flirty shit. And I pressed him about it, and lo and behold, it turned out that his sister and the girl cousin was trying to like set some shit up, knowing that he had a girlfriend. It was just weird shit, like weird ass shit. Another one of his,
I guess the main question would be, he proposed to you. I'm sure he housed and provided for you. Did he love you?
Cousins, which is not really like his blood cousin, but his auntie married her uncle, so that's your cousin by marriage. You're still your cousin. Had me all around this girl and this girl face. I found out they had sex. It was just so fucking weird. Like you had sex with your cousin. That wasn't weird to you. Like that's not weird to you. And this,
that man got 10K sex hours. The King Disagreeable was right. That man got 10K sex hours under his book, and that's why she was shook. Bitch trying to use morals. Bitch, you ain't got no morals. Fuck out of here. You try to get with one of the top players and you can't play along. That's all this is. Mad at that man.
This girl, she started a one-sided beef with me because I'm still with the nigga, and
that man, all the bitches love him.
It was just so much shit, bro. It was so much stuff that I just like bottled up, pushed under the rug, just like I just dealt with it, and I silently dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it. And I'm just like, bro, if I just have a baby, maybe that'll like take my mind off of all of this, because I'll be like so concerned with like trying to be a good mom. Like, I don't know, like my head was just fucked up, bro. It was fucked up.
There we go. There's the trap. I would just have a baby with him so I can continue to be with him, get that eggplant. He's taking care of me. He just fucking these other bitches. So I need to be busy with his baby. And then maybe he would take me more serious. Just a whole fucked up, sinister mindset.
So,
hey, yo, yeah, that dude is pimping for real, King Disagreeable. But you know how it is. Most top pimps, they really can't talk the game like us. and then they don't want to be out here like that, man. Them niggas like to just move around and crush like we used to.
What else? I'm trying to literally think of everything. The parents didn't like me. They compared me to off of Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Remember I told y'all his daddy put that in the group chat and he didn't think that I was in a group chat, but I was in a group chat.
Hold the fuck up. Let's do it. Martin's wife from Roscoe Jenkins. So that's who his daddy said the bitch was like. Okay? All right. This is who her daddy said his wife was like.
And you
or his daddy.
Got him off these over.
RJ.
Huh?
What the hell are you eating?
Not eating, baby. Tasting. These soy ribs. You want some?
Oh, forget it, carnivore. Why don't you tell me about Lucinda Allen?
Oh shit. Lucinda Allen. Well, see, baby, she just,
Oh my God!
Okay, so that's who the bitch said that the man's father said she was like. Just a real bitch.
This is Mia. She dreams of taking her boutique swimwear brand nationwide.
Yeah, his whole Hey yo, his whole family is about it. Now that's a family, son. That's a family. I like that.
Something about like the apps on my phone. Like we were sharing, like I wouldn't think it was another. If it wasn't a mom, it was the grandma. She messaged him. She DM'd him on Instagram at like 3 a.m. His auntie married her uncle, so that's your cousin by marriage. You're still your cousin. Had me all around this girl in this girl face. I found out they had sex. It was just so fucking weird.
See that? That's just like when they said Lucinda is here. That's what they were saying on the Roscoe Jenkins. Lucinda was Martin's old girlfriend. Yeah, these bitches are something else.
Like you had sex with your cousin. That wasn't weird to you. Like that's not weird to you. And then this girl, she started a one-sided beef with me because I'm still with the nigga. And it was just so much shit, bro. It was so much stuff that I just like bottled up, pushed under the rug, just like
Right. That's not his blood cousin. Right. That's not his blood cousin. The bitch is a hater. Facts.
Dealt with it, and I silently dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it. And I'm just like, bro, if I just have a baby, maybe that'll like take my mind off.
That's a goddamn lie. If I had that baby, I could get child support out of this nigga and leave with something. Who the fuck you think you talking to? That man got family. That man got money. Fuck you think you talking to?
Bottled up, pushed under the rug, just like I just dealt with it, and I silently dealt with it and dealt with it and dealt with it. And I'm just like, bro, if I just have a baby, maybe that'll like take my mind off all of this because I'll be like so concerned with like trying to be a good mom. Like, I don't know, like my head was just fucked up, bro. It was fucked up. So, what else? I'm trying to literally think of everything. The parents didn't like me. They compared me to off of Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Remember I told y'all his daddy put that in the group chat and he didn't think that I was in a group chat, but I was in a group chat. It was just so much shit. So let's fast forward to us actually getting a divorce, like us being separated. So I told myself that if this IVF shit did not work, I'm done. I'm through.
If this IVF shit don't work, I'm done. I'm through. I did not know she was going to say that, y'all. I promise. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Now we start to get some truth here. So the question is, why did she have to do IVF? Fuck that you got IVF. Why did you have to do that instead of having a regular pregnancy like everybody else? Let's get to that. Bro, these bitches, bro. I did not know she was going to say that, man.
Us actually getting a divorce, like us being separated. So I told myself that if this IVF shit did not work, I'm done. I'm through. I don't want to stay in this marriage no more. I can't be a good wife to you. We can't even have a baby. Like, if some people.
Why? fuck you mean we can't have a baby? What do you mean we? Brothers, there we have it. We cooking. Now we're cooking, King. She been trying to trap dude since day one. The box was just out of commission. That's how come I'm a little surprised from the story, because I thought she was just talking about from a wife to a baby mama. Ain't shit about her story good. So for her to add in the fact of IVF, but guess who she's talking to? She's talking to our class. Ma'am, we know why. You won't get into you a fake bitch. You want to say IVF? Let's go down that story time then. What happened? Unbelievable. So out of everything that she's talking about that she can't do and she can't put up with and she can't put the nigga on the StreamYard, he know her pussy ain't shit. And that's what we said from the beginning. He fucking other bitches. Are you aware that your pussy ain't shit? He's a professional. He knows. He still married your ass. I have 32 first cousins just on my dad's side, a whole army of backup, and the female bitches can fight. I agree, King. It sounds to me like the husband left. Right. The husband left her because he knew her Pussycat Facts report. And what did we always say about the Pussycat Facts report? It gives you the ability to treat that person accordingly. That means you can never get. I remember I used to have my homeboy bitch call him when he on the street, pushing units and stuff, calling him, bothering him. I'm like, yo, son, you don't let no bitch call and bother you. For real. Like, they never appreciate a good man. Man was letting the bitch bother him. And she don't appreciate that man married her with her bad box. Unbelievable. So the truth is, your pussy can't convert. I did not know this story was going to turn out to be part of our class, because I got something else for y'all for that. I thought this was just regular sinister behavior.
Getting a divorce, like us being separated. So I told myself that if this IVF shit did not work, I'm done. I'm through. I don't want to stay in this marriage no more. I can't be a good wife to you. We can't even have a baby. Like, and some people might be like, oh, that's not for better or for worse. Like,
no. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's rethink this. Hold on. My fault. One thing we always say is, when you know your pussy can't convert, let that man go. So let's rethink this. She was doing right by him. She wanted to let him go because she'd rather go be with somebody who don't have a Pussycat Facts report on her. And she could lead that man down the rabbit hole thinking that he can have a baby. Now, I believe she still ended up with a baby, because that's what I thought this story was about, how the nigga left her and she was just a baby mother. But her pussy can't even convert, and she went IVF.
Shit did not work. I'm done. I'm through. I don't want to stay in this marriage no more. I can't be a good wife to you. We can't even have a baby. Like, and some people might be like, oh, that's not for better or for worse. Like, you would rather got a divorce just because, like, y'all could have a baby. Yes.
That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. I agree with that. Let that man go be fruitful. I agree.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't care how that make me sound. This is not your life.
No, you did the right thing, sister. I wish more women would let good men and provider men go. Be with someone else that their pussy is healthy. I agree.
This is not your life. This is my life. And that's what I wanted to do in my life. So, boom.
No. That's not the way you word that. Somebody else's pussy is more healthier than yours. Not it's your life. If you could have popped out babies, you would have. Naturally.
Y'all could have a baby. Yes, absolutely. And I don't care how that make me sound. This is not your life. This is not your life. This is my life. And that's what I wanted to do in my life. So, boom, IVF failed.
The IVF failed. Oh, shit. Yo, I'm telling y'all, I did not know this story was about this. And I'm glad that it is, but If I'd have known, I'd have had a different standpoint on the bitch. I was giving her the fairness of just being a regular bad person, not a bad person with a bad pussy.
And he just like, he found out that I had got back in contact with one of my exes from back home, but it wasn't even on no shit like,
what? Unbelievable.
He found out that I had got back in contact with one of my exes from back home, but it wasn't even on no shit like I'm cheating or nothing like that. It was just like me and dude was just texting, like, and it wasn't even like on no nasty shit, no flirty shit, no nothing. It was just like, oh dang, I ain't, you know, like I ain't talked to you in a while. And I put this on my membership, but this is when like this is when I had came to the conclusion that like I was done. I was already like looking at houses to tour to move out and all type of shit. I done told my mom and all type of shit. So I remember one night
so she was plotting against the nigga. So you was talking to your other dude, but you didn't tell this dude, well, I'm plotting to leave anyway, so you shouldn't worry about who I'm talking to. Wow shit.
We weren't even sleeping in the same bed no more. We weren't even sleeping in the same room. He was sleeping in the guest room. We weren't having sex, no nothing. At that point, we ain't had sex in like weeks, like months. So I remember we was going through the motions or whatever, and I think he finally realized like, oh shit, like my marriage is gonna come to an end. He had stopped wearing his ring. I stopped wearing my ring. I tried to do, because like I was in between, like, do I really want to leave? And like I was like contemplating, because like that was my comfort level, like that was my comfort space. Like I was scared to be by myself, but I was just like, I finally just got to put myself first. I have to put myself first. I have to. It doesn't matter if I'm gonna be uncomfortable. Like it doesn't matter. It like I have to put myself first. I'm not happy here, and I'm doing myself a disservice by staying in this marriage just to say that I'm married. And people can say whatever they want to say about that. I do not care. I literally don't care. This is, again, my life, not yours. So I remember one day I had posted a picture on Instagram, and he had seen that my ex was, and this is an ex from high school. Keep this in mind. Like, what the fuck?
This is an ex from high school. So let me ask you this question, sis. So if you had an ex that was not from high school, he should be worried. Which ex should he be worried about? Because you're married, bitch. So should he be worried about the ex from high school or the ex that's not from high school? Being that you putting a qualifier on the mother.
My ex was, and this is an ex from high school. Keep this in mind. Like, what the fuck? He seen my ex in my likes on Instagram. So he came upstairs. He came in the room. I remember this day vividly. He came upstairs. He came in the room. Let me see if I still got these pictures.
Yo,
I'm not lying about nothing. And it's not that y'all think that I'm lying. I'm just.
Oh, shit.
Let me see.
Wow.
He came upstairs and he was like,
unbelievable.
He came upstairs and he was like, is you still talking to dude? Mind you, at this point, I don't give a like, I don't care. Like, I'm just literally still here in this house because my name is on the lease and I'm waiting to get approved to move out. But I'm not romantic with you. I had already told you, like, I'm cool on the relationship. I'm cool on the marriage. I'm cool. I'm cool on you. We damn near just like roommates. I don't know why he thought he still had any type of anything towards me. He asked me, was I still talking to dude? I said, why? He snatched my phone out my hand and took off running. So of course I'm running after him. This nigga is throwing my body around like a rag doll. I mean, slamming me into walls, on the floor. He hit my head on the floor, all type of shit.
There you have it. There you have it. Sister, are you taking any questions at this point? Thank you. Did you have to run after him? All jokes aside, did you have to run after him? No, serious. Did you have to run after him? Yeah, because I had to get my phone because I don't play that phone shit.
He asked me, was I still talking to dude? I said, why? He snatched my phone out my hand and took off running. So of course I'm running after him. This nigga is throwing my body around like a rag doll. I mean, slamming me into.
Sis, can I ask one more question? After he threw your body around like a rag doll one time, did you go sit down? Did it hurt? Did you go sit down after it was the first one?
After him. This nigga is throwing my body around like a rag doll. I mean, slamming me into walls, on the floor. He hit my head on the floor, all type of shit. He sprayed my motherfucking. And look, when I say I'm not lying, I sent my mama.
Look at this bullshit.
All type of pictures. Like, just for evidence. Spray my foot. Look at my foot. Literally, spray my toe. Trying to get in my phone. He locked himself in the bathroom with my phone. And this is like, if I didn't think the relationship was over before this, the relationship is definitely over now. He locked himself in the bathroom with my phone. He calling my mama, do you know the code to her phone? I feel like she's talking to this man, waking my mama out of her sleep. So what do? I call the police because give me my phone. You don't pay no phone bill. It's not your property. Like, what are you doing? He trying to get in my phone. I call the police. And I feel like once the police is called in a relationship, the relationship is over. Like, that shit is over.
There you go. There you go, black man. She told you. Once I call the police, I believe the relationship. Well, she's trying to say once somebody calls the police and the relationship is over. And that's what we always said. Now, let's say we believe everything that the woman says, that she was the victim, right? I believe her, okay? I go back to this ain't gonna sound good. Do you want to be equal to a man? She will say yes. And then I will say, was he beating you by taking your phone, running and locking himself in the bathroom? Was he winning at that point? No, if it was a game, was he winning by taking your phone, running, you trying to get him from going to the end zone, and he's throwing you off and he's ragdolling you, and you're not really athletic like that, and you sprained your foot, and he went and locked himself in the bathroom? So is he winning at this point while you sit outside the bathroom grimacing in pain, right? He's inside calling your mother, and he's making you look like a whore, right? He's winning, right? So what was the only thing you could do? Because he don't want to beat you up. He want to lock himself in the bathroom and expose you for the whore that you are. So would you say he's winning at this point? Huh? So how could you regain victory? You had to call the police. You ain't equal to a man. Because he was not trying to beat you. He took your phone. You were trying to stop him. He threw you off. He was trying to get to the end zone. And he got there. Then he called him. At this point, he's in the bathroom. You are not in harm's way. But instead of calling the police when he ragdolled you, instead of you stopping right then and there and say, oh, you put your hands on me, I'm calling the police. You tried to keep fighting until he got where you couldn't touch him no more. Now, was he winning? So you had to call the police because you was losing. You was losing, sis. Let's be real. You was losing that fight.
I call the police. They come, they make him give me my phone back. He's trying to manipulate the police. Oh, this is my wife. I think she's cheating on me. Just all of this stuff. And I keep telling the police, we're separated. We're getting a divorce. I don't know why he's acting like that with y'all. It's nothing to salvage. That you don't want to. No, I don't want to do nothing. So this was like 12 o'clock in the morning, going on 1 o'clock in the morning. This nigga talking about, I want you out of the house. You should go live with your mom. I said, I'm not going to my mama's house when my name is on the lease and I still pay bills here. Bitch, are you stupid? Is you cool, ho? So the fucking stupid ass Orlando Police Department, they tell me, they recommend, because I'm just like, he can stay upstairs. I'll sleep downstairs on the couch. I don't give a fuck. I don't got to say nothing to this nigga, which I should not even went, but it's just like, I'm black and I don't want to deal with no police, no nothing.
That's a lie. You called the police. Yo, this crazy, man. Like, I don't know how y'all deal with people like this. These are horrible people, man. That's why I always tell brothers, why are you trying to be real with people like this? At the end of the day, they will rat on you, call police on you, do anything.
But long story short, they told me I need to pack a bag and go to a hotel and let stuff cool down. Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me? And I'm a female and I wasn't the aggressor.
Ma'am, you are a female and you are the aggressor. Don't you get it? Black fatigue, they're sick of you bitches. You bitches are violent. You need to go cool off. You're trying to use the being a female to not be equal. You fought for equal rights. You get equal lefts. Unbelievable. Right, very true. Very true. Separated means you're still married. Facts. If she needed the police, why she wants to right. Go, leave, bitch.
What is you saying? So I was just fucked up. I went to a hotel, and my ex is used to me like begging and pleading and trying to like work shit out. Once he see I'm not sending a text, I'm not making a call, I'm not doing nothing. I'm silent because I'm really done with your ass. That was when he started to, oh, let's work this out. Come back home so we can talk, just all of this shit. Let somebody pray over me. No, I'm cool. I'm straight on you, bro. I'm cool. I'm good. I don't want this no more. I don't want this relationship no more. And that's what y'all fail to understand. It's like, yeah, shit can look good from the outside. And yeah, you come on my channel, or yeah, you used to go on my Instagram and be like, oh, her relationship looks so cute. Not perfect, but like, oh, they're doing good, whatever. Like, they're soulmates. No, y'all don't know what the fuck be going on with people behind closed doors. You don't know what the hell be going on with people behind closed doors. That's why you should never idolize nobody's relationship. Not saying nobody idolize mine, but it's just like, don't do that because you really don't know. So after that, I moved. I ended up moving, and yeah, I started the divorce process before I even moved. I had consultations with like a couple different attorneys, and I was just like, I don't really need to pay, which I still ended up doing, but at first I was like, I don't really need to pay no attorney because it's not like we don't got kids together. We don't have no property together for real. We don't have like nothing like keeping us joined together. So it was going to be a simple dissolution of marriage in the state of Florida, which was only supposed to take like 30 days, depending on like how soon you filed or whatever. So at first I was going to print all the papers, which I did end up printing like over 100 something papers. And I was just like day by day, I'm just like tackle like 10 different pages, and then the next day 10 pages. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. So I ended up paying somebody online to do it for me and file for me. And I just had to pay that way. And I was fine with, I never asked him for no money for no divorce. I never asked him for nothing. I never asked him to know nothing because I'm the one who initiated the divorce. So I was the one who paid him. I had like almost $2,000 in legal fees. So, oh, bless me.
We are fucking.
I did that, and my goal was to be divorced by the end of 2023. So I'm sending him everything. The people that I hired to proceed with the legal documentation or whatever, they're emailing him, they're CCing him on the emails. He's saying he's gonna handle it. So I'm just like, okay, so some months is going by, and I'm just like, why I never got a letter from my attorney saying that the divorce is finalized? I didn't get no final decree or nothing. So I called my attorney, and they're like, yeah, we just waiting on him to sign the papers. Months had went by, y'all. Months had went by. He had these papers and he sat on these papers for months. It was like the middle of damn 2024. Not the middle, but like it was like March or April or something. And you still ain't signed these divorce papers, but you told me you was gonna hand. So it's just like, now I'm mad at you. I'm hounding you. When is you gonna sign these? I'll get around to it eventually. Oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. But why? Why is there no urgency in this? Like, I don't want to be tied to you anymore. Please free me. Like, what the fuck? So that just like really made me like look at him like some type of way, because it's like you purposely trying to drag on this situation, and you know that I don't want to be with you, and I'm pretty sure that like at this point you don't want to be with me either. So why are you dragging out this situation? Why are you making this an insufferable situation when we could have just been done literally in a day and filed and been completely divorced within 30 days? Like, what? So that just made me like resent him like a little bit. And then also just like the debt that came with that marriage. Like, my ex was in so much debt that my name is still currently tied to. I still am working on separating my name from all the debt that he has.
City boys up. City boys up. Let's get it.
But what really pissed me off is, even because I was still trying to be amicable after we got a divorce, even after I moved away because I thought we was like best friends for real. Like even if the marriage is out, like I'm thinking we were still homies. No.
You thinking we were still homies after you called the police? Ma'am, you are batshit crazy.
No, we wasn't. And that's my bad for thinking that. I guess that's why I don't get paid for thinking, right? He hit me one day because we got a joint credit card. He hit me one day and he was like, hey, can you call the people and see if we get a credit limit increase because I need it for whatever, his business, whatever. Mind you, this is not a credit card that I like use for real. I probably got like $3,000 on that credit card. And I was just like, you know, like I'll pay it back, like I'll pay it down like in time, but I like right now, like that's literally on the back of my mind. I call the people, I get a credit line increase because I was making more and my credit was better than his. Don't y'all know this man maxed out that fucking credit card? He maxed out that fucking credit card. And now it's delinquent on both of our accounts. So words to the wise, even if you get married to somebody, please don't get nothing joint, no joint bank account, no joint credit, don't joint nothing. Keep everything in your name and they keep everything in their name. I'm still dealing with that. Ain't been with this man in 2 years, literally. Like, it's just bullshit, bro. So it's like, okay, that's fine, all of those years, but that's not my life no more. And when I finally move on and I'm in this new era of my life and I'm just trying to stay out the way and carry a human. And
hold on. How did I miss that?
That I initiated. It would be different if a nigga left me. I initiated that. And if I still wanted to stay and work stuff out, I could have did that, but I chose not to because I don't want to be with you no more. Literally, that's just what it is. And people have that choice. Like, just like, don't tie me to somebody just because that's who y'all see me with for all of these years. Like, okay, that's fine, all of those years, but that's not my life no more. And when I finally move on and I'm in this new era of my life and I'm just trying to stay out the way and carry a human. And
so she's carrying a human being. She's pregnant.
And do all of these things. And it's like, y'all got so much to say. I really just don't get it. And I know people are miserable and they're insufferable and they're just bad people and they just want to say something to get a reaction. Like, I know. And sometimes you do, most times you don't, because I do have my comments filtered. So a lot of stuff, I don't even go in my filtered comments no more because it's just so vile and disgusting and just, it's terrible in there. Like, people will call you all types of names. Like, people will say anything about you and I just don't want to read that type of stuff. But it's just like, I don't understand where this wave of people, and it's just, I can see it feels like 1 or 2 people that like have something to say. But when I say it's multiple people, like, oh, why don't you ever bring your baby daddy on your YouTube channel? Why don't you ever talk about your baby daddy? If you pay close attention, it's like a couple story times about my baby daddy. You just didn't know that was my baby daddy. Why can't we know his name? Why don't we know what his face looks like? That's why you went from being a wife to a baby mama, and that's not a cute look. You were married and you couldn't even get pregnant, and now you divorced somebody and now you're pregnant, but you're not even married anymore. Like, what? Why do y'all have so much to say about people's lives? Like, I really don't understand. I really don't get it. But this is going to be the absolute last time that I comment on anything pertaining to the divorce with my ex, my child's father, my boyfriend, whoever you want to call him, my boyfriend, my baby dad, whatever you want to call him. And I'm going to keep pregnancy stuff slim to none on my main channel just because of weird stuff like this. And this is what I was telling y'all. Like, this is why I didn't even want to say anything, because people are so miserable and so mean. Like,
so she was trying to do an IVF with her husband. And from what I'm gathering, she got pregnant naturally by this other guy. Okay. Now, I'm going to be fair here, guys. First thing she did right was say, yo, I can't have your baby. I want to let you go. So that was good. Right, Platt. I didn't even want to say that. She's telling everybody her business, but don't want people to comment. I didn't even want to address that shit. She told the man, yo, I'd rather divorce you because clearly my pussy don't work for you. Now, sounds like that man had 10K sex hours. He might have a depleted semen reserve. He did fuck a lot. But let's blame her. Let's say that she needed an IVF because of pussy complications, right? So she leaves this guy and she gets pregnant by the other guy. Now, class, how can I phrase this question? See, I want to know if she had the baby. Hold on.
I don't get it. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't like sensitive right now because I'm pregnant.
Okay. So she didn't have the baby. And when was this? 4 days ago. So she didn't have the baby. So class, does she care about what type of baby she gives that man? Whether it's autistic, handicapped, deformed, does she care? See, because a lot of times when couples go through IVF, a lot of times it's not the man's fault. Okay? They already know. See, because when you do IVF, like it's like this. It's like you already have your sperm donor. You're not trying to go to a sperm bank and look for anybody. You have your sperm donor. Y'all went through the egg reserve and you tried to light it up. Okay? Now, that meant that his sperm was working. Now, she said the IVF failed. What did that mean? A lot of times, you know, when they put the sperm and the egg together, whatever the case is, it could come out messed up like K. Michelle's. Okay? So it could have came out then, or she could have had a miscarriage. All right? So we do know that she had to go do an IVF because of something that was wrong with her, even though his sperm could have had a deformity when they did the, put the sperm and the egg together. Okay. But at the same time, she knew it was a carry problem on her end as well. Damn. That's crazy. And then she said, hey, I'm not going to talk about my pregnancy from here on because she knows she'll try to carry that man's baby inside of a clogged path or whatever the case is, or just say, hey, I'm going to get a C-section or something like that. Damn. Because when you start to put it all together, well, she's pregnant, so her baby found the uterus. I hope I hope everything works out for her. That's crazy. Because this new baby daddy, dang. Like I said, man, baby could come out wearing a damn helmet.
And I have that right. But yeah, I'm just over it. I don't really have anything else to say on the matter. Feel how you feel. You could.
All right, guys, one more, man. Dang. Sheesh.
See me looking down. That's why I just want to be sure that I touch on everything. So I'm gonna just hop right into it. Go into how I feel like it all started leading up to now, so you get a better understanding of. We can get a better understanding together. Okay, so 2012, I had this issue. To this day, I still don't know what it was, and so
2012, I had an issue with the box. I still to this day don't know what it was, but let's go.
This issue to this day, I still don't know what it was, and so to put you where I was at the time, I was 20 years old in New Mexico in the Army, and
I was in New Mexico. I was in the Army. This is what the Army got to deal with. This is fucked up.
Where I was at the time, I was 20 years old in New Mexico in the Army, and I remember it like this. The week prior to everything happening, I had my menstrual cycle, right? My menstrual cycle went away. The following week, I'm bleeding again. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I literally just had my cycle. So I know that's not what it is. On top of it, I was in a lot of pain, but it wasn't menstrual cramps. It was lower abdominal pain, but it wasn't anything like a menstrual cramp. Let me just say that. I don't know what else to compare it to. Maybe if you think about like somebody sitting and stabbing you in your stomach all day, hopefully that gives you a better idea of what it felt like. So it was really painful. It hurt to do anything. And then being in the army on top of that didn't help because I got to get up in the morning and do PT. So it hurt to sit down. It hurt to stand up. It hurt to lay down. It hurt to laugh. Anything. It hurt. I would like when I was at work, I had to lower myself into my seat like super slow just so it didn't hurt.
So she's in the army, hurt, not at her best. Anyway, let's go.
So you can imagine what running in the morning and doing all this other physical activity was like for me. So I dealt with this for a little bit until I decided I wanted to go to sick call one morning to talk to the PA about it, right? I will say that I feel like a lot of times when you're in the army and there's an issue, because there are people who do go to sick call on purpose to try to get out of things. I felt
there are people in the army that go to sick call on purpose to try to get out of things.
Like that's what I was treated that way in a sense. Like, oh, you just here just so you can get out. And the thing was, I wasn't even somebody who was always there. So I went there, and I was given a baggie with ibuprofen in it. That was it. It wasn't, oh, well, let's try to figure out what's going on. Let me send you here so we can figure out what the problem might be. No, take this ibuprofen and get out my face. That's how I took it. So, and excuse me, because when I sit and I think about it and I'm talking about it, I get angry because I'm just like, I was really like a little baby out here and nobody was taking care of me. So,
ma'am, you was a soldier. You was a soldier. Fucking my army up.
Angry because I'm just like I was really like a little baby out here and nobody was taking care of me. So I didn't take it because I don't know, being stubborn, I guess. I didn't take the ibuprofen. So
I didn't do what the doctor told me. So I'm still going to continue to move in the military hurt.
This went on for maybe about two weeks where I'm bleeding. I'm in this pain. Or maybe a week and a half. We'll say a week and a half.
So I'm in the army and my pussy's just bleeding around and I'm in pain.
There was one day I was in so much pain where I couldn't take it anymore. So I was in my room and I must have called the person I was in a relationship with at the time to come to my room and help me because I was.
Platypus Dream said women in the army are ran through, so she was fucking somebody in the army. She called them up. Let's go.
I remember being on the floor. That's how bad it was. And so he called my parents and my parents asked him to bring me to the hospital. So he did. And we were there for quite a bit, right? I'm 20 years old. I had
20 years old, put in an army cadet, 20 years old, that poor man. He said, damn, I done messed around with the wrong pussy. Let's go.
I my menstrual cycle. I started my menstrual cycle when I was 12, 13. I think I know what the difference is between whatever this was and what a menstrual cycle is. So these people came to me with a piece of paper at the top. I think a lot of people get these when you go to the doctor and you got something going on and they want you to know what it is. The top of that paper said menstrual cycle and explain what a menstrual cycle was. So I didn't get anything that day. Literally, they probably told me to go get go get you some pampering or something like that. But literally, that's what I walked out of there with. Absolutely nothing. And like I said, I was in pain and nobody was helping me. So the ibuprofen that I had, I took that and literally the next day, the bleeding stopped. Now, I think I was still in pain for a little bit after that, but the bleeding was over with, which was the craziest thing to me. So then I'll say the next day or maybe sometime that week, I went to the PA and I was explaining everything to her. And she said, oh, well, maybe it was an ectopic. So it's not funny, but when I think about it, I'm angry because if you know what an ectopic pregnancy is, then you understand how serious that can be. So you told me that might have been what it was. There was no, well, let's move forward to make sure that's not what it was. Because with an ectopic, you need to have surgery. And I found that out. I didn't know that until years down the line when I went to a fertility clinic. So it probably wasn't an ectopic, but either way it goes, you sat right there and you told a 20-year-old girl, oh, well, maybe you had an ectopic, but didn't do anything to try to figure out what the problem was.
So you're a victim. So you're a victim now. You're a soldier and a victim. You're a soldier and a victim all at the same time. See that, guys? Now pay attention to some of the key things that she said. She said, all of these years later. See? All of these years later. Very important.
Need to have surgery. And I found that out. I didn't know that until years down the line when I went to a fertility clinic. So it probably wasn't an ectopic, but either way it goes, you sat right there and you told a 20-year-old girl, oh, well, maybe you had an ectopic, but didn't do anything to try to figure out what the problem was. And anything could have happened to me. I just feel like in that, like I said, at that time, I wasn't thinking about, like, it wasn't serious to me. You know, it probably should have been, but it was just like, oh, I got this going on. Now it's not. We're going to continue on with life. But when I sit and I think about it, if I sit and I think about my little brother being out in these streets and I'm thinking these people are taking care of him and this is how he's treated. Yeah.
Where did that come from? My little brother's out in the street. I went to the military and I got mistreated. So the brothers in the street are out there mistreating my little brother. You know, want me to tell you why? Because I know men. That's why. That's how I know. I know what men do. I know men. I am a man. But I got this messed up box I got
going on. Now it's not. We're going to continue on with life. But when I sit and I think about it, if I sit and I think about my little brother being out in these streets and I'm thinking these people are taking care of him and this is how he's treated. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Crazy work.
Later on, so the following year, we came back from deployment. I was in a relationship with somebody else at this point. And you know, we had been together for a little bit.
Let's talk that talk, baby. She was a whore in the army, and now she's a whore outside the army. Let's talk.
You know, we had been together for a little bit, and we came back from deployment. I was in a relationship with somebody else at this point.
We came back from deployment. Yeah, I know that the doctors told me stuff, and I know I had bad pussy, but I had just gave this pussy to somebody else. Did you tell him up front? No, I ain't tell him nothing. I figure I'd tell him after I get to know him and everything. Let's go.
Later on, so the following year, we came back from deployment. I was in a relationship with somebody else at this point. And you know, we had been together for a little bit. And we said, okay, like, you know, we were being a little bit careless. I mean, I'll just say we were being careless. So anything that happened just would have happened. So, but nothing was happening. Your girl wasn't getting pregnant. So I went to the same.
But did you tell him what happened to you before?
Same PA, and I mentioned it to her. And she was like, well, have you been trying for at least a year? And I told her no, because I hadn't been. So she was like, well, try for a year. And then if you're not having any luck, come back. Okay. Well, so we were almost in 2014. By the next year, I was getting ready to go. I was about to get up out the army. I was not worried about nothing. So once I got out, there was nothing I could really do. Like, I didn't have money for an IUI or IVF. And I wasn't thinking about that at that time. I was just like, oh, well, it just hasn't happened yet. You know, there were days when I was kind of sad about it, but I was just like, okay, well, it just has not happened. Surely one day it will.
So it hasn't happened yet. Surely one day it will. I got me a good army man. We're both government employees. Things are going to be fine. Okay? That's why I went there. Right? But there's a problem. She was trying to trap dude. She didn't say to dude, was trying to have a baby with her. Well, she said they were being reckless or whatever, but whatever the case is, I'll go with your story. She was trying to trap him because she damn sure ain't tell him, look, I can't really have no babies. You know what I mean? She didn't tell him that. So I would say the trap was set. Let's go.
So 2014, we're going to fast forward to 2018. I went to, at this point we were living in Louisiana, and I had went to fertility clinic.
So 4 years down the line, this pussy ain't converting. So they go to a fertility clinic. Now this is a good man, good money. Let's go.
And honestly, I don't know what I was thinking when I went. I don't know if we had discussed prices or anything, but I went and I told the woman what was going on and explained everything to her. And that's when I mentioned the PA telling me, oh, it might have been an ectopic. And she was like, it's no.
That's when she finally disclosed her pussycat facts report. Let's go.
I don't know if we had discussed prices or anything, but I went and I told the woman what was going on and explained everything to her. And that's when I mentioned the PA telling me, oh, it might have been an ectopic. And she was like, there's no way it was an ectopic, because if so, you need surgery for that. And you could have died. So there's no way it was an ectopic. Sorry. It was no way it was an ectopic. Why is that so hard to say? Anyways, it was. Like I said, I guess it wasn't, but I don't know what it was. I have no idea. I've never experienced that pain again in my life, so I don't know. I ended up calling the VA to inquire about, like, IVF and IUI, things like that. And they told me, you have to be married. Like, we're not going to do anything unless you're married.
See? Now, that's what President Obama did. President Obama put that federal money in there where same-sex men can get health coverage through the Army. Okay? And women can get, all sort of, designer babies and stuff like that through the Army. Okay?
So that was all out for me because we weren't married at the time. And so it was just like, okay, well, it is what it is. Like, at this point, years have passed and nothing's going on. And I don't know. I think it was just, I still was hopeful and still thinking, yeah, it's going to happen. Like, I'm going to get pregnant for sure. No worries. Maybe I just need to lose weight, because that was also something. I went to a nutritionist and I was talking to them and they were like, oh, well, maybe you need to lose a little bit of weight. And I'm like, well, yeah, you might be on to something.
Brothers, we do this every day of how these bitches got bad pussy, and we always hear about the diet. I know you guys get bored with that. It's so important. You always hear about the diet. You want to think about everything else. No, the box, the diet.
Well, maybe you need to lose a little bit of weight. And I'm like, well, yeah, you might be on to something. I know everybody's body is different, because I know there are women who were bigger than me at the time, and I was pretty heavy, who have been able to have kids.
I told y'all before, pussycat facts report is solid gold. Other bitches are mad at other bitches with a better pussy. Let's go.
I know there are women who were bigger than me at the time, and I was pretty heavy, who have been able to have kids with no problem. But like I said, everybody's body is different, so that's fine. So I tried that. I was trying to lose the weight. I did lose a little bit. I'll put it back on. I would lose it, put it back on. I was struggling there.
That's all we ever tell the black woman. Get put in a position where a man could see how fucked up and sinister you truly are based on the welfare and maintenance of your own pussy. It'll shock his ass to death. You are not this disciplined person. You use all sorts of technology and government assistance.
They failed at controlling their pussy, protecting their pussy, and even maintaining and cleansing their pussy.
So I tried that. I was trying to lose the weight. I did lose a little bit. I'll put it back on. I would lose it, put it back on. I was struggling there. So I just kind of gave up. So December 2020.
That's your army soldier. Somebody who'll just give up on their diet. Let's go.
One, I ended up getting married. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was kind of pressing the issue a little bit.
Uh-oh. You heard that? Yo, you heard that? You heard that? I knew I went to the veterans, whatever that shit is, the VA, right? I went to the VA and they said I couldn't do the IVF or get my pussy correctly checked because I would have to be married. Okay. So 4 years went by. I tried different things. Things still wasn't happening. So now I pressed the issue for this man to marry me. Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I was kind of, and I ended up getting married. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was kind of pressing the issue a little bit. What's the video? I'm not yawning in it. Okay. So so I was pressing the issue because I feel like, okay, I'm getting up there in age and I want to have a baby. So
there you go, guys. The sinister behavior. Sinister. I want to have a baby. I don't give a damn how that baby comes out. I know y'all don't hear it like that. And the secondary factor is I want to have a baby. Ma'am, that man wants 3 kids. Fuck you talking about a baby. So fucking with you, he got to be limited. So he got to settle. He got to settle to fuck with you. Unfucking believable, man.
To where I've been dipped and sanctified in the word to where I can use it in real-time exorcism with these demons of masculinity. See that forked tongue come out? I am very submissive to the right men. See, that is meant to be a smokescreen the demon uses to cloud your vision. It's meant to make you say, oh, this ain't a demon. You must always tell the demon of masculinity the truth. You must use the word.
And I want to have a baby. So we got married and I was hopping onto it immediately. So let me check the dates just to make sure I'm getting this right. And I had my first appointment with the fertility clinic in.
See that? See that? Told y'all. 4 years ago, they told her you could get married and we'll rock with you at the fertility clinic on the government's dollar. She said, no, it's all good. My pussy worked. 4 years later, her pussy don't work. She pressed the man to get married so she could have a designer baby. And he got to be worried about that baby coming out fucked up.
September? September. We'll say September 2022. So I went and they did the blue dye test and all that stuff on me. So painful. Oh my gosh, that hurts so bad. Oh, and then you're just exposed and in pain, and it's like if you've ever done it, if you haven't done it, think of like the biggest, baddest tubes were blocked. And I had the blue dye test and all of that, and so they found that maybe a minute if that, but it's terrible. So anyway, I went in, we did the blue dye test and all of that, and so they found that my tubes were blocked and I had fluid in them, and one was like kind of not closed, but they had to. Anyway, we'll get to that. October of.
Now we're finally getting somewhere. They told, well, she's telling the story, well, but her tubes were blocked. Damn. Guess her husband had a bad piece of pussy.
Kind of not closed, but they had to. Anyway, we'll get to that. October of 2022 is when they put me on the birth control, and he told me to call them, after a certain amount of time. Told me to take a break before they break from my birth control before my surgery, because I had to get surgery done. So I had my surgery January of 2023, and that was the first surgery I've ever really had. So it sucked really bad. And I was so tired, but all in all, I was excited because I was like, oh yeah, finally I'll be able to have a baby, right? I think it took about 2 weeks to completely heal. And
Now, class, have you ever thought that black women that we played kickball with would grow up to be fucked up like this? Yeah, I know once you grew up, you saw how bad it was. But when you was a child, you never thought this type of shit would happen. That she got one of her fallopian tubes removed because they were blocked. Now, we know why they were blocked. But let's just go with she got her fallopian tubes removed and she was happy. Man, do you think we grew up thinking some weirdo shit like that?
And I was so tired, but all in all, I was excited because I was like, yeah, finally I'll be able to have a baby, right? I think it took about 2 weeks to completely heal. And then they were like, okay, once everything's healed after this date, you can go ahead and start trying. So that's what we did. But nothing came of it. And so I gave it, I think maybe a month or two before I reached back out to them, like, look, ain't nothing's happening here. So then that's when they decided, okay, well, we can go ahead with an IUI cycle if you want to. So a lot of that, I'm not gonna lie, is a blur, and maybe it's a blur because nothing came from it. But we went in together. It was like early morning. I had to do so the day before they told us to do the trigger shot at a certain time, and my husband did it for me, and that's scary having somebody else have to do a shot for you. We did that, and then we were up early the next morning to go to our appointment. So we went. From what I can remember, it was really quick. Went in, got naked, and then she intimidated me. So
do any of you guys have any sympathy for that poor man? She trapped him when they were still in the army, fucking him down to the ground. Like, yo, this pussy is about it, brother. You gonna want this. Hey, yo, do anybody feel bad for the player? Come on, man. Come on. The man's up in surgery with this bitch getting inseminated. He had the nut in a tube. Fucking with this bitch.
And then she intimidated me. So I had so many emotions that day. On top of it was really gloomy out, which is I love. It's my favorite kind of weather. And it was just, I don't know, like everything felt well. And I was just like, okay, we'll see how this goes. So I can remember that week I was exhausted. I was so tired. And I would come home every day after work. We taking us a nap. So we have our 2-week wait and everything. And then they tell you, okay, on this date, go ahead and take a pregnancy test. Don't take a pregnancy test before that because chances is going to be positive. Like they always are going to be positive. So I'm not gonna lie, I did do it because I just wanted to see a positive test. I did it. I know I wasn't pregnant at the time, but I still wanted to do it, so I did it. So finally the day.
I'm calling this shit sinister. What do you guys call it? I call it sinister. Make up your own stuff if you want to, but I call all this shit sinister.
Came for me to take the test. My husband wasn't here, and I was actually terrified. And I thought about waiting for him to get here, but I was like, nah, I can't do it. So I took it. It was negative. I remember being nah, I can't do it. So I took it. It was negative. I remember being extremely emotional. And I was kind of embarrassed. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't talk about it a lot, because this is just one thing that people like to kind of hold over your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what you're saying. And I do know why you don't want to talk about it. See, but that man with that miniature eggplant, you hold it over his head. But you want to have the secrecy. That's sinister, ma'am. You don't want your real worth to be examined or to be output, to be on the outs. But you want a man's, track record to be up front and center. You niggas don't hear me, though.
This is just one thing that people like to kind of hold over your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You want to keep that secret. Your box ain't shit. Fuck that other shit. You talk about men like they ain't shit.
And I was kind of embarrassed, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't talk about it a lot, because this is just one thing that people like to kind of hold over your head. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, y'all. My fault.
And so, what better way than not to let them know at all, like that I can't, or that I'm struggling to conceive. So in this moment, when I got that negative test, I was embarrassed because people knew about it. Like, granted, it was my parents, my husband's parents, family, sisters, all of them, but I was still embarrassed.
Those are the people that matter. They know the people that matter to you realize you didn't do right by your own health. It wasn't a serious thing. Your pussy, you was only happy that men wanted it. Let's go.
Like, oh my gosh, we did all this. I was so excited just for nothing to happen. On top of that, what made it even worse, I was upset, and I fooled around and spilled my pee cup. Huh? Oh Lord, I was in distress. Like, I can laugh now, but at that moment, oh my gosh, it was so much going on. I was hurt. I was crying that whole day. Like, I had a headache, a pounding headache from just being upset. So we did.
Yeah, that man got to deal with that. Just so y'all know.
Schedule a second appointment. I did do the second IUI, and that also failed. So I just left it at that. I have not gone back since 2023. I don't know if I want to. I've talked about it, yes, but I'm just kind of like okay with it. Like, I'm coming to terms with it, and I'm leaving it in God's hands. And if it was meant to be, it would be, or it will be. Like, it will happen if that's what's supposed to be meant for me. But as of right now, no base. So please don't ask me, oh, when are you gonna have a baby? Because my answer is always when God see fit, like when it happens, when that's what it'll always be. Because I don't know what you want me to say.
I can tell you what I want you to say, ma'am. I can tell you. First thing I want you to say is, I want to let this man leave. I want you to let that man leave and go have himself a family. Let me tell you why. Because you chose him. And I know you make good choices. You're a black woman. And you married that man, he's a good man. Go let him fulfill his life dreams, please. Then the second thing I want you to say is, when people ask you when you're going to have a baby, I want you to say, well, my fallopian tube was blocked because I caught chlamydia when I was in the Army. And it blocked my fallopian tubes and it messed me up. I'm happy that it didn't rupture. I got one of them taken out. I also have other pussy conditions that black women should be aware of, and they should act on that stuff early in life. So it's a lot of things that you can say to be forthright. But being that you are one of the sinister women who want to hide the truth, see, you are not willing to be forthright. You're a liar. There's plenty you can say.
So when you don't see people with kids, just kind of, think about that. So I'm sorry if my story is all over the place. I was getting my dates messed up because it's been like a couple years, But yes, this is just something that I really wanted to share. I feel like there are a lot of women going through this exact same thing who are probably embarrassed, like I was embarrassed. And I just want you to know you're not alone in the least bit. It's plenty of us out here going through the exact same thing. I see you. I love you. Be good to yourself. Things don't always work out the way that we had hoped. But, I don't want to continue to just sit in that and be sad all the time and thinking about it all the time. So that's why I've come to terms with it. Like, I'm okay. I can talk about it now. I don't really feel away. It's just, it is what it is. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm leaving it in God's hands, but I gotta be okay with the possibility of not having kids of my own. Now, yes, I do have 3 kids, but that's my husband's kids with other, so yeah. So now I'm just at this place where I just want to live. I just want to live. Like, okay, you don't have kids, so what are you gonna do? There's nothing holding you back from anything. I'm not saying kids do hold you back, but I'm just saying it's a little bit more difficult to get things done when you have kids. So let's live, I guess, let's do some stuff. And I also,
that woman was about to cry. Let's go, baby. Talk your shit, boo. Yo, I love you, sis. Sis, I love you, man. I want you to know that, man. And that man that you have, he loves you, and them children love you, man. You know?
You back, but I'm just saying it's a little bit more difficult to get things done when you have kids. So let's live, I guess, let's do some stuff. And I also, hold on. So one thing I wanted to touch on, because it's been mentioned before, it's not a new topic or anything like that, is how hard it can feel to be heard, being heard as a Black woman in a medical space. I truly feel like oftentimes we're not taken seriously.
Ma'am, I can't give you that. You're not taken seriously when you don't have a husband, when you have nobody to speak up for you, when you're free and independent, and you depend on government zaddy and the white man and the medical field, and you always want to use science and technology to bypass diet and lifestyle. I can't give you that pass. I just can't.
Being heard as a Black woman in a medical space, I truly feel like oftentimes we're not taken seriously. Sitting and thinking about that, and like I said, I get angry about it because
you want somebody to fix your ass. You don't want to do right by your own pussy. That's why. You want a BBL. You want fake nose. You want fake shit. You want somebody to fix you. You want bullshit.
Sitting and thinking about that, and like I said, I get angry about it because I was so young, and I don't know if that also played a role, but it was just like nobody was taking me seriously. Anything could have happened to me because I'm dealing with all of this, and people are just passing me around. Just here, take this pill, huh? We're not going to look into it. In the comments, I do want us to talk about it. If you've had any similar experiences, it doesn't have to be about fertility. It could be about anything where you were ignored. People did not take you seriously. Share it. I would love to hear about it. I'm happy that I was able to share this information about me with y'all. It's a big deal. And I just know so many of us out here going through it. So,
sis, I have one final question for you. Because I watch a lot of these videos with you women going through this stuff, and I always ask the main question. What advice do you have for men out there? If you said it's a lot of y'all going through it, what advice would you have for men? Because we love pussy. So what advice would you have for men? And you're never going to hear that. And that's one of the messed up parts about covering this stuff. Just to see the selfish behavior of these people, man. You know? Would you want your little brother to go through getting a woman like you? Because you seem to love your little brother a lot. Would you want him to get a woman like you? What advice would you give him? You know? Shit is crazy, fam. I want better for my sisters, man. But I got this one from about my brothers for you guys. Here we go.
Drink this one for some years now. Imagining the joy of just holding our kids, watching them ride a bike, and just helping them just honestly just grow up. Our journey towards parenthood has been filled with challenges and heartache. But through it all, our determination hasn't wavered once. I think it's only grown stronger, honestly. A desire to have a child is deeply personal one, rooted in love and longing for my wife and myself. And this desire has been amplified from my own personal life experiences. As a kid who's lost their father at a young age, I've always felt a profound sense of just family orientation and just the importance of family, really. Drink this moment for.
Y'all see that? Good man. Lost his father when he was young. Picked this woman. What it says? One of the hardest parts of my infertility is watching my husband wait to experience fatherhood. You know? Nobody gives a damn about him. She sit her ass up there like some fucking soldier. Like so militant. Yo, I got him, y'all. Got him.
Some years now, I'm imagining the joy of just holding our kids, watching them ride a bike, and just helping them just honestly just grow up. Our journey towards parenthood has been filled with challenges and heartache, but through it all, our determination hasn't wavered once. I think it's only grown stronger, honestly. The desire to have a child is deeply personal one, rooted in love and longing for my wife and myself. And this desire has been amplified from my own personal life experiences. As a kid who's lost their father at a young age, I've always felt a profound sense of just family orientation and just the importance.
There you have it, guys. You know?
No, you shouldn't get a divorce because you and your spouse are struggling with infertility. But your mom knew of a couple where the wife left the husband because they weren't able to conceive. And when they, I guess, had everything examined by a doctor, they found out that he was the one that was infertile. This is a Christian couple. And she left because she said, well, I want kids. Did that lady never hear of adoption or foster care? Oh.
Now, I didn't know she was going to say that. So the woman left the man because he was infertile and she wanted kids. And that's all I'm telling you guys. You niggas want to be behind so much. I'm trying to put you ahead of the game. The woman, they're doing that to guys. I told you, I got a real street homie dealing with this girl's a teacher. You know, we fuck with these, boss bitches and shit. So she was a teacher and they were struggling with infertility or whatever, right? And she made that nigga go get tested, B. You know what I mean? Crazy shit. I told the nigga go nut in somebody else and see what's good. You know, nigga ain't want to listen to me. Crazy work, man.
She left because she said, well, I want kids, so I'm out of here. Did that lady never hear of adoption or foster care? Or maybe it's just not God's will that we raise children as much as I wanted it. And that's this is a more sensitive topic. And so I want a man or a woman to know today, because infertility can happen on either or both ends.
No, that's a rarity. And I'm starting to believe. The only reason I believe her story because I know somebody who actually went through it that was from the street. And that's the only reason I believe this bitch, but I really don't believe her story in full because they always try to place blame on the men. I'm not saying that men don't go through it, but I know somebody that a woman put him through it. You know what I mean? Yo, go check that. I was like, wow, this bitch is crazy. And they was in their 30s. I was like, wow. Niggas don't know how sinister this shit can be. Just don't know. Shit is wild.
Infertility can be a pretty lonely battle. So here are a couple of things that I felt like my husband did really well during our infertility journey that made me feel like I was never alone. Number one thing is he was super, super educated about all things fertility. My husband learned all the acronyms, TTC, trying to conceive, IUI, intrauterine insemination, you name it. I felt like he really dedicated to make sure he understood the language of fertility, which really helped us navigate things. He showed up at every appointment. I mean, when I say he was there from every scan, blood draw, you name it. He made sure that he was physically present in those appointments. So whenever I was just navigating the news of whatever I was going to get that day, I was not alone. When we were at the doctor's offices and often hearing a lot of news and a lot of information, sometimes I would get a little bit overwhelmed. And I could tell he was really good about reading me and like understanding if maybe I felt overwhelmed by something. And so he was a really good advocate, you know, when I was too tired to like explain or engage with the doctor. And my husband said, and I'm reading this because I wrote this down, is that he would say sometimes like, can you explain that for us again? She's been through a lot, so please be gentle or please be kind. That was a huge game changer. Another thing my husband did really well is he did a lot of the clinical or the fertility research alongside me and even for me. A lot of times when I felt like I really didn't have any other options or I felt overwhelmed, he was doing his own research a lot. And that was really helping us to make decisions in real time and made me just feel overall supported. And lastly, I feel like infertility can be a very lonely battle, especially for women, and we put that burden on ourselves. But something that my husband made it very clear to me was that this was not my battle alone. This was very much our thing. And so he did a lot of prayer. He prayed over my womb. He made sure to make me understand that as much as he was praying over.
What do I need to say? Prayer hands in the chat. You know what it is, man. Yo, brothers. Everybody think that we lie over here, Platt. Everybody think we lie. We say prayer hands in the chat. Niggas don't understand it. We know what we're talking about. Nigga said her husband prayed over her womb. Have any of you guys ever heard? If you haven't, if you're not from this channel, have you ever heard a woman say anything like that? No, she looked like just all other women. You know, the fake hair and everything. You would believe that they don't talk like this. But you're missing the key point. She talks like that because she got a man that is willing to deal with her fucked up pussy. You're missing the whole point. Do you want to be her husband and she's speaking about you like that? Or do you want to be a husband like the Whiteys that got 2-3 babies? Do you want to be the husband going through all this, coming up with one little old baby? Give me a ratchet chicken head. I don't want this bitch. Give me a chicken head I can have some babies with, B. Come on now. How's this right? Don't give me these sort of compliments. I'm good. But that, like I said, that goes to show you how good men are. Goes to show you. And if the doctor said we messed up and it's actually your husband that's infertile, she would be out. Facts. 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 You know what? You just gave me. We got class for tomorrow, class. Platypus Dreams just gave us. That's the only thing we haven't covered yet. That's the only thing we haven't covered. Thank you, brother. You know, we're going to cover that side of it, the reverse side. I like it. Because please don't comment me. I do not want that be. I don't want to be her husband getting all those compliments. I'm good. Give me the chicken head where she talking shit about me, but we done made some babies. Fuck all that. I do not want to be that type of saint. No. Because remember, it ain't that he just, well, I don't know what her scenario is, but a lot of times It ain't that he just can't make babies. He got to deal with her pain and days when she's not on her period, she's not feeling good, and she's down and out. So these are days that he can't get no pussy. No, thank you. Give me the chicken head. That's where the game is being led to now. Remember the other girl said earlier, independent niggas don't want no independent pussy. Bitches is more than just mean. Them bitches is sickly. You heard me? Yo, we had some great stories, man. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was crazy. Only reason I'm slowing down, I believe my gladiator may be coming in. She ain't here yet. But yeah, whew. That woman is complimenting her husband. No, thank you. That's it. We got the new. I'm gonna do some research on that stuff tonight, Platt. Even though we could do some FBA stuff later or whatever, but I'm gonna do some research on the reverse, how women left niggas. Women left niggas, B. Hey, yo, that's gonna be crazy. It's got to be out there. You know how horrible these people are. Let's play that one back. I like that. Hold on.
No, you shouldn't get a divorce because you and your spouse are struggling with infertility. But your mom knew of a couple where the wife left the husband because they weren't able to conceive. And when they, I guess, had everything examined by a doctor, they found out that he was the one that was infertile. This is a Christian couple. And she left because she said, well, I want kids, so I'm out of here. Did that lady never hear of adoption or foster care or maybe even...
I like it, Platt. I like where you're at with this. We're going to find some of those. I like this. Because you know, if the roles were reversed, you're not going to get that sort of sympathy the way that the men are like gracious as hell.
As much as I wanted it, and that's this is a more sensitive topic. And so I want a man or a woman to know today, because infertility can happen on either or both ends, that your value and your spouse's value is not predicated on their ability to reproduce. God is the one who opens and closes wombs. And whether he's telling you not now or he's even just telling you no, that is not a reason to get a divorce.
There you have it. I don't know about that. I think she got her medical facts a little fucked up. You know? It's almost like a goddamn 80-20 percentile where it's normally going to be the woman's fault. You know? But I would like to see the other side of the story. It has to be more sinister. Because you watch the men, ain't nothing but fucking angel wings and prayer hands and all this bullshit. The other side should be more sinister. We only had about like one or two dudes that really left the woman. Like, nah, I'm out of here. All right, guys, we did 2 hours. I'm going to regroup for some FBA, try to catch my dude. I'm going to try to catch Platt in the evening, you know what I mean? Because they told me to look up some Arkansas stuff. So I'm going to check that out, do some ice raids. And President Trump, it's a lot. The Karen Reed woman's movement, whatever that bitch name is. But President Trump, he said some funny shit today. I forgot what it was. What was it? Oh yeah, President Trump said, "Yo, we ain't gonna be partying like Harvey Weinstein." I was like, "Yo, this nigga's crazy." I was like, yo, President Trump said, "No, we're not partying like Harvey Weinstein and his mother." Yo, Trump is something else, man. So we're gonna cover all that stuff later on. Thank you for watching, man.